Welcome to today's video. We are here making protein ice cream. Super excited to bring this recipe to you. Something I use during any sort of cutting phase to kind of crave that sweet tooth. Makes a lot of volume, right? And when you're cutting, even just sitting down and relaxing, you want something a little low calorie, higher in protein, and voluminous, so it fills you up. Right, so this recipe here, 274 calories, 29 grams of protein, 29 grams of carbs, 5 grams of fat. So it's a perfect 40-40-20 split. Anybody that keeps up with percentages, and it's delicious. It's just something that I use probably on a weekly basis just to curb any sort of sweet cravings. So there's 6 ingredients for this. Number 1. We have 300 grams of almond milk already measured out. So we just pour that in here. Goes nice and easy. Recipe description, or recipe is in the description box down below, as well as boop, boop, right here. So that's number 1. We have 33 grams, so basically 1 scoop of vanilla protein. Currently, I only have whey in the house. Casein or a casein blend makes it a little bit more fluffy, but we work with what we got. Also, that was just regular unsweetened almond milk. So that was 300 grams, 1 scoop. I use the sugar-free, fat-free Jell-o. This one happens to be a chocolate fudge flavor. It is going to be 10 grams of that. 10 grams of Hershey's unsweetened cacao. Yeah, you like that. Cacao, yeah, you heard me. We are going to be using 12 grams of coconut flour. There we go. And that sort of gives it a nice consistency there with the coconut flour. That's not a needed ingredient, but it's something that does add to the recipe, adds to that consistency of sort of the ice cream and that graininess. And then one of the key ingredients, xantham gum. This one is hugely important. This is what makes it so voluminous. This is an actual, it's just fiber, but this actually increases the volume over time of whatever you put in there. So those ingredients there, so that's 6 grams of that. Those ingredients are all in a cup, tiny cup there. We pour those in. Then we take that same blender cup that we used, and we're gonna fill this up twice with ice. So that's about 40 ounces of ice. So there is our 40 ounces of ice in there, and we're going to close that thing up. Now this is where you'll see this thing, not very much liquid in there, but a lot of ice. We're gonna blend that up. I have an ice cream setting on mine, just a regular blender. You want to keep it on low to medium, maybe high at first just to grind everything up. Then you switch off to low, and it does run for a little bit. So it's going to take about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on your blender, depending on everything. At some point, you'll hear it maybe start to sound a little different. You might have to put in some cold water here and there. Make sure it's ice cold water, and just dump it in there. Very simple. There we have it. Woo! So as you can see, that filled up that whole blender. That whole thing is filled up. Now we were down here now. So we're gonna take this out of here. Look at that. It's like whipped cream. So that little recipe there filled up this whole bowl. This bowl is the size of my head. And as you can see, nice and jiggly, nice and fluffy. and just tastes great. 275 calories, guys. This is the recipe to have if you're trying to crave that or curb that sweet tooth and really, really, really get into sitting down, having a snack. You know, you're watching a movie, you're doing whatever. So, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.